It's about 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, July 6, 2024, and I dug up the pipe because I suspected a leak. And I was right, there was a leak. And I used the crimper. This is PEX B, I believe, with the copper crimps. I used the crimper to tighten up all the crimps and the leaking stopped. And I came back here this morning. The pool was about half filled of water, the hole. So I drained it out and I come back now and it really hasn't added much water at all. I assume the water that's getting in there is just water from the surrounding dirt. Just getting in there and filling it up. I have to decide a way to properly secure this. Probably just cut the bottom out of a bucket or something and just put the bucket on top so it can be easily removed. But I should also be filling the bucket with rocks, so there's a pressure there against the dirt. Anyway, I haven't really decided what to do about covering it up yet. I wanted to make sure it wasn't leaking, but we did have a very slow leak. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I did want to talk. I did some calculations about sheep and the breeding cycle and the best way to go about doing that. And the ideal way to breed sheep, and by ideal I mean like this is, you can't get better than this, right? Is to take sheep at their, so when the lambs are born, you wait about 10 months. 10 months is kind of the ideal breeding time, 10 months to a year, and you breed the doeling after her first or second cycle, right? And then you breed the ewes back about 3 months after they give birth. And that's about the right time. 3 months, 3.5 months is about the right time to wean the lambs off the sheep, right? And then the gestation cycle, how long they take before giving birth, is an average about 146 or 147 days, which works out to be about 5 months, right? And so that's why you can breed sheep, 3 times every 2 years. Hey, Rami, how you doing? Have you been making some girlfriends here? He loves me too much. You want to suck on my finger? Okay. At about 4 months, the ramblings, they're ready to breed. So I need to get the ramblings off here, or at least castrate them. I'll do that the next time I get them pinned up, which might be sooner than later. Okay. So those are kind of the numbers. And if you could, you just take each individual ewe and doeling and rambling and just make sure all that gets done. Okay. The issue arises because of the numbers. It's hard to, keep track of this and that and the other. So you'd like to work them all as a group so they're all on the same schedule. Okay. And there's 3 possibilities that I came up with that seem perfectly reasonable for this climate and this weather. And number 1 is I breed them once a year. Okay. And I did my calculations. I said, if I breed them in November, so I put the rams on in November, then I should be getting April lambs, right? Well, the April lambs, they will not quite be mature enough. The doelings will not quite be mature enough for when it's time to breed back. So they're going to have to wait over 1.5 years, right, before they're bred back, which is not optimal. You can breed the doelings at 8 months, but it's not recommended, and that would be 7 months actually. It wouldn't be 8 months because of the 5 months gestation cycle. The alternative is you breed them every 8 months. Okay, so and I figured out that is breeding them in July, and then you get lambs in December. Then you breed them in March. You get lambs in August, and then you breed them in November, and you get lambs in April. And then you restart that cycle. You breed them in July, and so on. And you do them all as the same group, right? And that's nice because it kind of works out where the doeling is born, and then 3 months later, her mom is being bred again. And then 8 months after that, there's another breeding cycle that starts, right? And so the doeling will be ready at 11 months. She should be ready to give birth. That may be a little young, but it should be good, right? That should be plenty of time. So, and then the third way, I kind of was thinking really, mathematical about this, is you basically have 3 breeding dates each year, March, July, and November. And then you just take whatever's ready to breed at the time and breed them for that cycle, right? And I did the calculations for that, and it ends up that the doelings are always ready after their mom has had a breeding cycle, right? Not sooner. And so it doesn't really buy you much, right? And so I ran the numbers for my particular flock and what would happen if I bred this and that and the other. And given the fact that the lambs that I bought, the 52 lambs that I bought, they're not going to be ready to breed back until about February of next year, right? Well, that's about the time that we're ready to breed in March with the other ewes, right? So I might as well just get them all on the same schedule. Hello, Mr. Duck. Miss Duck, I mean. How are you? Quack, quack, quack. You want to say hi to me? I haven't brought you guys food for weeks. You're probably upset, aren't you? Because I don't feed you anymore. But you're out here eating grasshoppers, aren't you? So I've decided that the cycle I'm going to use is just every 8 months I'm going to breed the ewes. And the doelings, they wait until 11 months after they're born, and then they're bred back. And I think that should work out perfectly, where I'm getting lambs at the same time, and the doelings are optimized. They're not breeding back too early or too late, really, and we're just maximizing production, you know, without being too much of a strain on the animals. An alternative is to like break the sheep into 3 groups. So every 3 months every 4 months I'm getting lambs. And that would be nice. Oh shoot, some of the lambs got out. Oh well. That would be nice, because I always have, you know, lambs of different ages. Yeah, did you get zapped? You deserve it, you little chucklehead. Hey Bailey, how are you doing? You actually doing your job? It's good to see dogs watching my sheep. Yeah, that little boy, that little girl, or whatever. Taking the ramblings off at 4 months, I probably take them just off at 3 months. So when it's breeding time, I'll just separate out the rams and take them off. At least castrate them. Yeah, she got another zap. Thank you, Bailey. Oh, Bailey crossed the wire too. Did she get zapped too? Now Bailey, the only problem I have with Bailey is that she chases the young lambs. But if I tell her no and shout at her, she'll stop. So I'm okay with Bailey being here while I watch the sheep, but I'm going to take her away from the sheep when I leave, because I don't quite trust her yet. She was born in October of last year, so she's not even a year old yet. So that is my idea, is just breed them every 8 months. And don't worry about the, you know, getting a fresh batch of lambs every 4 months. That would just be too much to manage, I think. But so that means every 8 months I have to bring all of the sheep in and do the sorting. And that'll line up with when it's time to castrate at least all of the ramblings. And maybe I'll try to, you know, get them separated for a sale date or something like that, so I can just bring them in and sell them when it's the right time to sell them. You know, kind of time it for the holidays, but not so much. Right now I'm more interested in building up my numbers than optimizing the sale. When I get more numbers. Hey there, it's Yami, everybody. You guys know Yami, don't you? You're such a big, you're gonna be a beautiful you. You were born in April, I believe. So you technically could be bred in December, but I'd rather wait until March. So you'll be bred in March and give me lambs in August. So next August, she'll be giving me lambs. So anyway, that's my thoughts about breeding schedules. And if you guys have a better idea on how to optimize breeding, the goal is to basically make as much money as possible without fertilizer or feed, things like that. But if you guys have a better idea on how to breed them, I know Greg Judy does once a year, but I don't know if that's just because it's difficult for him to breed at different times of the year, or if he's very, very concerned about the lambs being born. In my case, the winters are very mild. We do get some days that could be near zero or below freezing, but those are only for a few days. And I'm, you know, if I do it and we lose some lambs, I might stop. You know, I might do something where I don't breed them at that time, but I breed them a little later or something like that. Like maybe hey bull, you want some? You want some treats? Let me get you a treat. All right, please don't kill me. But maybe I do something like that where I breed them every 8 months, unless they would be giving birth during winter, in which case I just wait a couple more months. So there it is. There's a spider in there too. That's okay. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.